Welcome back, guys, to Daisy Overpoch. This is Storm, and I am actually on Sahrani map. For those of you who don't know, this map is more of a Middle Eastern countryside map. Buildings tend to be more Middle Eastern based on it rather than the normal ones from like Chinaris, Pantera, those kind of things. As you can see, I've built me a nice little bridge base. Well, it's not little, it's quite a big base actually. Huge base, actually. And I just kind of want to walk you through it, see what I've done. And then once we're done there, kind of tell you what my plans are with the rest of the base, because I'm not quite done yet with this. For starters, all that was initially on this map, obviously the bridge was here. None of the structure that you see there was there, part of the map. This little mansion here is here, this garage was here, the door obviously not there, I put that in myself. This little brown shack was back here, the well was back there. I added the woodshed. Fencing was around the whole perimeter here, the opening here on the front. Those hex barriers I put in there myself because I got kind of tired of the AI knocking down my fence and that kind of stuff, so I just put barriers right there. I probably will end up doing the entire perimeter of this compound, if you will. Now, for those of you who've seen my first base build on the Sahrani map, it was my compound. I am done with that base. I will not be. I don't remember if I mentioned whether or not I'll be doing other base builds on that base, but I won't be. I'm done with that. Same goes with all my Taviana base builds. I might do more Taviana base builds, but for now I'm working on this. This became a huge endeavor, a lot more than I thought. So I think I mentioned it on my compound base build that these servers actually have a gem crafting system where when you find gems in the game or buy gems in the game, you can then right click on the gem and then it gives you the option to build things you wouldn't normally be able to build. This being one of them, these little just a little half sandbag nest. I've got two of them together down here with a hex barrier on the side, and then some sandbags here to kind of go around too. And then I've got a ladder, some wood floors. I've got a jackal up here just so I can kind of shoot anything that comes down my bridge. This will be one of the things that's going to be improved on a future endeavor, if you will. Right now, this is really just kind of a temporary thing for me to be able to spawn in and get cover, because the AI tend to come down that end of the bridge specifically. For the most part, and they come in and then they end up off of the bridge and coming into my base. When they get out of their UAZs, they come up here. They're able to walk through my fence here, this fence, and they end up inside my garage here or in this little woodshed. It seems to be a little corral for them. So if I spawn in, log in anywhere on this side of base, then I find that I'm under fire sometimes. So I've created a little outlet where I can fix things. Okay, for starters, I just want to kind of take you down the bridge here. Obviously, we've got a little gun turret here. This is still a work in progress. I used to have another level of the bridge go across there, but then I decided to redo this whole side of the bridge and take that out because it was actually preventing other players from driving their Urals and larger vehicles over the bridge because it would get caught on them. So able to take that out and only have one level there. We'll get into the whole reason for this side of the bridge here. Right now I am in the process of lining both sides of the bridge with hex barriers. I originally did it with corrugated fence, but I found out that wasn't serving its purpose. And the purpose being, when the AI come down this road and get onto the bridge is kind of bounces vehicles. So when the Urals, the AI Urals come and kind of stop on the bridge, it starts to bounce them and then it kind of tosses them off. And the whole purpose of this is to kind of keep them on the bridge so I can take them out while they're on the bridge. So I thought putting up corrugated fence decent ways away from the wall. You can see here there's a little gap between on my phone, but between the wall of the bridge and corrugated fence, and it was kind of to keep them from bouncing off of the bridge. And it does kind of, but I still find they glitch. So I'm going to try the hex barriers. Hex barriers seem to be a better option. Now down here, obviously one plot pole radius wasn't enough to do the entire bridge, both ends. So I had to put 2 plot poles down. I've got a plot pole down at this end and a plot pole down at the other end in the garage. The one on this end's kind of hid. Now, with gem crafting, I was able to build this little concrete barrier here, which allows me to go over top, but it keeps the AI from going, because the biggest issue I had was the AI would reach this point, and instead of crossing the bridge, they would go through here and then go down in the ravine and then come back up, and then I'd find even more than I deal with now up in that little mansion area where the garage and the shed is. So the whole purpose of all this was to keep them from doing that. And I was able to build these. I think there's a set of 2, maybe 3. I think there's 3. Set of 3. These, I think they're called dragon teeth. The concrete barriers that you can't walk through very easily. I mean, you can get through them, but it does corral the AI pretty well. And it keeps the Urals from, or the UAZs, the AI UAZs, from venturing off over there and then going down in the ravine. I still have an issue with them going over here. I haven't decided how I'm going to prevent that. Probably tank traps. I'll probably litter this field with tank trap, something, or maybe go further down into the city. I don't have a big issue with them coming around, so I won't have to go much further out. So, yeah, the object was to corral them onto the bridge and keep them on the bridge. Well, now my issue is keeping them on the bridge, because the bridge tends to start bouncing vehicles, and they go over. And then they empty out of there and then end up in my garage and woodshed over there. So that's the plan here, is to line both sides of the bridge with hex barriers, and that should keep them from bouncing off. I don't want to build any higher than what it is because this gun here actually can shoot everything on the bridge at this level. If it's at this level, if I build it any higher, then I can't see past to shoot anything. So that's the thing there. And I've got this little nest up here that I intend on putting a probably an M2 or a Discum mounted gun in, just to have an extra thing, another way of shooting them on the bridge. This door here actually goes into my base. I'll show you that once I get in there. I think I decided that showing you guys from the bottom up is probably the easiest way, because I'm going to have to go from the bottom up one side and then back down on the other, just because of the way I've built this. So I've built a little walkway here. This will take me in just under where that mounted gun is up there. I'll show you the door once we get inside. Now I've got a door here and a door here. Over here I don't have any doors, but if we go around this side, this actually is a garage. I don't have anything stored in it right now, but I could store, as you can see, quite a bit in here. A little bit uneven ground, but that really doesn't matter when you're just parking. So then we go around here, and as you can see, I've built my base inside one of the arches. And this is a little bit deeper of an arch than that is, but not quite as deep as middle in here. It goes all the way to this is just a parking / landing area where I can land small helicopters and drive Urals or whatever down and park here. Might be doing more with this, I haven't decided. I'll probably mention this a couple times throughout the video, but I'm thinking about building another tower, maybe simpler than what I've built here, on that end of the bridge, and having it go up and over like the one over here is, and then having all interconnect. But that, what I've built so far has been such an endeavor that I'm not sure I actually want to do that. But regardless that I want to do it, whether I want to do it or not, I still got a lot of stuff that I actually do want to do in here. So with the ground level being like it is, this was my best option here. Now I find down here, because the AI stores, explain it, the AI come down that hill, or they get bounced off the bridge, and the UAZs end up down here, and then the AI pour out of the UAZs, and then they wander up this direction, and they end up wandering through my walls. They glitch through my walls and into my base here, or up there on the next level, or they make it all the way up. They usually make it all the way up the hill, glitch through the fence there, and then into the walls of that garage and that woodshed. Which is the reason I had to build that whole sandbag mess up there that I still need to improve on. So sometimes this will corral them down here. I think I've remedied a lot of the AI coming actually into the base with the corrugated fence and sandbag or X barrier thing I've done on the bridge. It tends to stop them from actually coming down into the valley, emptying out and doing that. Now it only happens when they bounce off of the bridge, which is less often. So, and usually I do catch them before they actually get into the base. because I've noticed they really have to work at, you know, walking into the wall to actually glitch through it and come into my in through these concrete user built walls, if you will. So this is the top door here. You can see the top door. Now, well, the top bottom door, or whatever you want to call it. Down here I've got a storage shed, workbench. I plan on removing that ladder because there's really no use for it now. I placed that back before I built this whole staircase in here. When I initially built this, and I wish I'd have done the video then, basically it was just a ladder system that just went straight to the top and went over and then straight back down. Well, since then I've done more of a stairs thing, so I can actually run up the stairs, which has kind of made this useless. I mean, I could probably delete all of that if I wanted to. Maybe extend like a half floor out here just so there's another thing there. I don't know. But I'm going to take you up the right side and then across the roof and then back down the left side is my plan here. Got another shed here, and as you can see I got plenty of room in here, and actually putting these floors, as you can see there's multiple floors here, and the floor system and trying to figure out how to put stairs in here instead of a ladder system has been a nightmare. Because you got to kind of build from the ground up, and you don't know how the walls are going to build as you're doing it, and that kind of thing. And because I chose not to do a full 2 wall length on this side and 1 wall, the 2 wall length and 1 wall depth on this side, and just chose to do a 1 wall by 1 wall tower basically, it created a lot of logistic issues trying to get the stairs. Now that side is a whole nother story. We will get to it when we get over there, because that's the newest part of that. Now actually I want to I lost in my own base. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, now we go up here. We are at ground level. This actually takes us up to there. Showed you this earlier. And ladder up. This will take us to our cord turret. This is a cord mounted machine gun. It's a 50 caliber gun, and this thing will decimate anything that comes along this bridge. One shot of this will take out an AI UAZ before the AI even have a chance to realize what's hit them and pour out of the UAZ. It'll burn them all alive. But the ammo for it is not very common, to say the least. Now, as I built this, I had the intent of making these kind of lookout holes like this. Not really for sniping, just for like viewing, so I could see where the AI were, so I could go to a specific part of my base that gives me a line of sight on them to shoot them. So they're not really ideal for sniping. I guess I could, I needed to, but that wasn't the case. Now this door here will probably not be here for much longer. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this. This was it's a place marker really, just to kind of seal up the base until I'm done building over there, which I'm still not done. So this actually used to go all the way across to right above that door, and it was a walkway. But like I said earlier, it prevented players from being able to drive under the base. So I took that out, and this being a PvE server, I didn't want to, you know, damper other players' play. So I took that, I raised it up. It wasn't a big deal for me to do that. I just haven't quite finished section. I will probably take that door out eventually and probably replace it with a solid wall, or maybe a 2 half wall system so I could see out at least. I've decided what I'm going to. All right, so we are just above the mounted gun. We're 2 stories. Oops. We're 2 stories above the mounted gun, and up here, I've actually decided to put a Dishcom truck, which gives me basically it's an anti-air gun. What exactly what it is. It gives me the ability to shoot down out in that direction where AI UAZs come from, and then out towards the city there where AI UAZs come. Just another gun basically to give me yet another option to shoot at AI. Got, you know, the opening here so I could stand up here and snipe if I need to. A pretty good view of the landscape from this position. Now, which takes us to the roof. It's also the helipad. Now up here I've built this like this in this dog bone shape, if you will. For the main reason, I wanted to be able to land 2 large helicopters. And when I say large helicopters, I mean like Black Hawks, Seahawks, Mi-7s, Mi-8s, those kind. I'm not talking USECs. I can land a USEC up here. I don't know if I can land one up here and still land another large helicopter up here. The USECs are a bit bigger, and I think the propeller span on them are a little bit longer. So I'll have to try that out sometime and check, see if I can actually do that. I don't tend to collect too many vehicles that I can't paint orange, just for the simple fact that everybody knows that the orange vehicles are my vehicles, and that's kind of what we do here. We code our vehicles. That's really all there is to up here, is just a landing pad. Yeah, we could snipe off here if we need to. But I got some fuel pumps so I can repair the helicopters. I think I've got one over here, just further into the ground. Actually, you know what I haven't done yet? I don't think I haven't built the ladder down to the next levels. Here again. Second ship. Down. Oh no, I intentionally didn't. Because my idea on that was if anybody lands on the top there, say, because see, I don't have a second helicopter parked up there. If anybody lands up there and they want to come down, they're not going to get into the base. They'll be stuck on this little platform. That's why I did. So, whoops. All right. Yeah, let's see. There's allows me to fuel and repair vehicles on this server. So, I don't know. Okay. Here I've got a little shootout section. I was thinking about putting a garage door here. That way I could open it and it would kind of flap out, and that way it would be closed. I haven't really had the need for occasionally get AI out in this direction. The biggest help this is this woodshed tends to corral a lot of AI. And they come up from the valley down there, come up and they gather in this area. I usually find them in this woodshed. And then eventually they'll glitch through the wall and be in my garage there. So a high caliber rifle like an M107, XS50, that kind of thing, I can actually shoot them as I see them glitching through the garage there. But if they're in there, I can shoot them with, you know, my HK417 that I have, EMR variant. Go down one more. This is where things start to get a little complex. Here is the exit to the bridge. Back out on the bridge. And go down. Well, we can do that. A little bit more difficult for me. Okay. This ladder just takes us up to the sandbag nest that's up there. Now, this is where a lot more expansion is going to be taking place. I fully intend on at least building a garage on this end. I don't know if I'm going to go out one or two more metal floors and build in that arch down, or if I'm going to build on the one that's directly underneath of us here. I think right about here. Haven't decided yet, but there will be a garage on this end, or the jackal here, and there's one on this end. Now the object is to be able to pull the jackal in, shut the door, that way it can't be messed with, and then pull it out and be able to gun anything on the bridge. Anything out there, anything coming down the road, that kind of thing. So that is a nice thing to have. Been quite useful already. In this map, I swear, you build something and then after a restart it separates everything like millimeters. I haven't figured out why it does that. Anyway, I'll take you up here. Alright guys, this is going to be kind of a long video, but a lot to show you. This is the sandbag nest. I will have a mounted gun in here. Like I said, it'll probably be like a Dishcom or an M2. I haven't decided. Mainly for the fact, not only that I'll be able to shoot down onto the bridge, but I can get a pretty good radius on helicopters. That helicopter you just seen was actually an AI helicopter. So I'll be able to shoot at helicopters there. I'll be adding some sandbags on both sides of this too, just to give me a little added cover from any AI that might be side here. That's all that is. And the rest is just the staircase. It's baffled me on how I was going to build it up here. This staircase, believe it or not, took me forever to figure out the logistics of it. Now this here, I actually had an opening where this M2 shot out of. I might open it back up. I haven't decided. I didn't really use it, so I decided to block it up when I decided to do the expansion. Like I said before, it was just a series of ladders that took me to the top. And then when I decided to knock out this side of the tower and build the walkway with the jackal in the garage and all that, I just ran into so much, because if you see, I don't know how it ended up this way, but I think it's the length of these walls, actually. This side of the bridge actually is a good full block in width wall away from the rest of everything. You can see there. And that translates across all of this and makes everything so much harder. And it's like a half, it's not as tall as some of the others. So much trouble. I tell you. This is the main level here. See, that's part of the old system where I had ladders. These stairs were always here, and then from that point up, that was just ladders. This part was easily planned. When I did the expansion, it was kind of tough. There you go, guys. That's the gist of it. Back out here on the outside, kind of run you through again the mentions on expansions and what to look forward into. Part 2 of this video. There's at least going to be a part 2. Now, I do intend on getting rid of all of this. The sandbag nests. All this sandbag stuff here. And then I'm going to drop the jackal down and probably sandbag it in. Probably with hex barriers on either side, in front and back. And just a way to get into it, and that's it. And that be my main gun. Mainly because that's a mounted into with a ACOG scope, so it lets me see pretty far into the, basically, as far as I can see right now. Obviously I can zoom with the rifle, but with the ACOG scope you can't zoom, so I can see as far as I can now, which gives me quite a bit of view. Plus it's good for shooting down AI helicopters and that kind of thing. So that's the plan there with that. I'll probably end up keeping this sandbag wall because I found it very useful to keep the AI corralled on that side when they come up the thing. Hopefully my hex barrier plan on the bridge prevents that from being an issue and keeps them on the bridge, so I don't have to worry about defending the courtyard area anymore. I don't know. I don't think I plan on doing anything else with this section. Now, I already told you the plans with the walk. I call it the walkway, but it's obviously more than a walkway. You can drive a jackal on it, but I told you the plans there. I might be removing this cord, actually. I might be just blocking all this in because I find when I want to take out AI, I'm not able to get to that quick enough. And to do a system like this where I can actually go up over the wall and into it, that has been the biggest challenge, because this wall, as you can see, I had to build a metal floor all the way to the edge of it to be able to actually be able to walk up onto it like that. So that's obviously not an option when you're trying to build a mounted gun there, unless you're building the mounted gun higher, and then you've got to redesign this whole tower, which I just did that over there and it was not fun. Now, I don't know if I'm going to build another H tower, if you will, over this on this end. I don't know if I'm going to go that far with it. If I do, you'll know in the second video. You probably won't see it then, but you'll know. I intend on doing that. I don't, as of now, I don't think so. But I don't know, I've got so many ideas for this. But it's turned into quite a bit more work than I intended, and I was hoping to pump out more other bases. But then this turned into such a big project, you know. I will have different bases for you eventually. I do plan on building on like Pantera. Got a Pantera server. I plan on building on that one. And maybe other servers. Other maps, I should say. So, leave down in the comment below what kind of base you would like to see built. I was thinking about maybe doing a airport hangar base, because hangars are pretty popular to build bases in, I guess. I've done that before. Got some new fresh ideas on what I could do there, so that's an option. Maybe a different type of bridge base, a smaller one. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comment below what kind of bases you would like to see built. If it's on a different map, leave a suggestion and I'll see if I can't find that particular map to build on. Basically anything other than Chernarus. I've built so many bases on Chernarus that it's been worn out. And just about everybody's base building videos are on the Chernarus map. And I think a lot of what I build can translate to just about any map, for that matter. You just gotta find the right location. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching Storm Games.